Fuck Batman.
Okay, Titans fans, hashtag unpopular opinion, but I didn't mind the whole... Okay, I think I could see... Oh... Yeah, I feel like that's some of the fan base, or if not 3/4 of the fan base right now at me in this video. No, honestly, guys, I know the Titans trailer was kind of mixed view. Some people loved it, some people loved some parts of it, and wasn't so sure about other areas, and that's kind of where I fall in line. And some people really didn't like it. Some people really thought the whole thing was just stupid. They didn't like they felt it was being too gritty to be gritty's for gritty's sake, or too edgy for edgy's sake. But that's not what I took from it at all, and seriously, I didn't, and I'll get to as to why. But there was also the whole issue of people saying, oh, Robin is killing people, he's like shooting them and breaking their neck. No. Okay, I will admit, like how most people probably saw it that way, but I am not saying this. I am not saying this for this video's sake, but I did not think that when I first saw it. So in this Titans video, I want to talk a little bit about all of that, but also a little bit of news with like Jeff Johns talking about it as well, and a little bit of other stuff. But ultimately, I feel like I want to try and convince some of you guys as to why this show's still going to be kick-ass. I mean, at least I hope. But, like, at least get you around to, like, my way of thinking. And by all means, I do not think that this show's going to be, oh my god, it's going to be perfect. But come on. Do you not think that this is going to be better than some shows out there that we've got on the CW? But before I get into any of this, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, and click the card up there for my previous Titans video because, well, I think that was the Titans trailer breakdown, so go check that out. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you threw like a rubberang. Yeah, that's what I'm calling this. At the like button, as it really does show support for the channel. So as I mentioned right at the beginning of this video, I think everyone's first reactions of when Dick Grayson, Robin, flew down from the rooftops and just started slaying people is that A, it was too edgy, just because I think people were saying that DC is just trying to do that shock factor thing, and also that he was murdering people, and that is not Robin. Well, A, I can say that I think there is context behind why he said fuck Batman, like 110 and 50%, and I think a lot of people are overlooking that. A lot of people are saying, oh, disrespecting Batman, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, what, really? Do you not know that Dick Grayson has a pretty shit relationship with Batman? But yes, I can imagine there's the fan out there who's read or grown up with these comics for years and years and years and is saying, oh yeah, but this is done a slightly different way, or like this isn't so right, or it's too edgy or something like that. But I'm just saying, I didn't see a problem with it based upon their relationship and what Jeff Johns has said and everything like that, and from what I understand as to Dick Grayson's relationship with Bruce. I think this iteration of it on screen is fine, and if anything, I find it pretty cool. TV shows do not copy and paste the exact same thing from the comics, but what they are loosely going to like adapt to that is obviously Dick Grayson's relationship with Batman. So they've transferred that, and obviously when these freaking criminals are saying, oh yeah, where's Batman? He's just like slays them, and he's just like, fuck Batman. Like he's not in a good place. He really feels like F Batman, F Bruce Wayne. I mean, I don't get why people are pretending like this hasn't been a thing for a long time. I mean, here's a clip from the good old animated series of Dick Grayson laying out Batman completely flat out. Like,
you don't know him like I do. He manipulates, pulls strings, anything to get what he wants.
I thought we had the same goals.
Things change. I changed. The game's over, Batman. I quit.
Robin, wait. Where's Batman?
imagine if he did that in the Titans trailer. What would the people have done then? I mean, it would have been cool to see Batman, but yeah, I guarantee people would have been like, oh, you can't do that. Screw you, DC, for just putting that there for the sake of putting it there. No, there's a reason behind it. And I can imagine some of you saying, oh yeah, but that clip, that's not the comics. That's not, you know, that's an episode of like the animated series. Like, why are you showing that? I just used this clip because it's not anything new. And I know some people are going to say, yeah, but you don't understand the context behind that episode. That Dick Grayson was annoyed with Batman because of this reason or that reason. But no, there is plenty more reason as to their relationship, why he was like that, not only in that episode, but why why he didn't get along with Bruce, the way he did things differently, the way they disagreed on things. But in the Titans show, that I think they're going to obviously use that, but expand upon it, and also include the fact that Dick has been made to feel quite literally like a weapon amongst other things, and he really doesn't like that about himself. And that is the route the show is going to introduce, but it's not going to surround that. I mean, these Titans are still going to come together in the way that you love it in the comics. It's just, this is the very beginning. They're going to have a reason for their leader to cast away from his mentor, that is Batman, to become his own person, start then to take his own little Robin, that is Raven, and then, you know, the rest of the team, and thus the Titans form. I'm sure it will have that vibe. I just think people are really getting the wrong end of the stick, and especially when they saw the combat, like, I think that was the final straw. I mean, well, technically that was before F Batman, so I guess F Batman was the final straw, but the combat, they were just like, oh god, what have they done to our beloved character, Robin? So obviously with San Diego Comic-Con just going on, Jeff Johns, a very respected person within DC, and I'm sure you have all heard of him, I don't really need to introduce the guy, was obviously asked about the whole F Batman question and gave a bit of context to this. So this is what Jeff Johns had to say about it. The trailer shows a piece of the tone of the show. The show's not all that, but it does make you go, why is he saying F Batman? If you look at when Robin first left Batman in the comics, there was a lot of uneasiness and him being lost. Titans is really a series about these different characters that are all lost in their lives, just like the greatest comic book Titans run ever, by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. It's all about these lost characters finding one another, and they're all struggling with something, and Robin is clearly struggling with his past with Batman, and we'll learn a lot more about it and what that is and why he is the way he is. So I thought when watching the trailer, like what Jeff Johns just said there, especially if you're a little bit of a fan of the comics and you're familiar with Dick Grayson and his relationship with Batman, even if it was portrayed the way it was on the screen, him saying F Batman, I just felt like it kind of went without saying as to what was going on there, and they're just portraying it like that. I guess people didn't expect the F Batman drop. Yes, in his normal kind of go about day in the comics, like he isn't like this and then F Batman cracking people's jaws and things like that, from what I think a lot of people just thought of him like in the trailer, and maybe that's what they think he's going to be like throughout the whole show. But no, I mean, what I took from it is, A, that was really cool. B, he didn't kill people, I'll get onto that in a few seconds, and C, he's like this for a very obvious reason, and then they've kind of already explained that, and I feel like Jeff Johns just really highlighted it right there. And now let's go to the combat of Dick Grayson, where he came down and started slaying those freaking criminals, like with really badass combat. I personally thought, I loved when he sent out his freaking grapple hook, pulled the guy back into the windshield. That was awesome. But this was a perfect example of like what he's been made into by Batman, and I think he wants to go away about things differently after this, but he's also like a bit corrupt in it at the same time, but he will pull himself out of it. But anyway, I think, and I'm pretty convinced, and I think it's pretty obvious anyway, that 98.9% of people believe that he like stabbed people in the neck, he broke their neck as well, he then shot people, and throughout all of this drama, somebody has reached out to their WB rep supposedly, and it's been confirmed. This person, known as Nightwing, says, finally got my WB rep to respond about the Titans trailer. Like Arkham games, Robin is shooting above their heads to scare them. The thug he stabbed was in the collarbone, also he steps on someone's jaw. Jason will battle Dick, he's a killer, Donna Troy will join cast in season 1. So I think what he's trying to say that he didn't do any of that, even though everyone thinks that he did. The person who is like that is Jason Todd. He will be coming in the series, as some of you may know already. He will fight him, blah blah blah, but ultimately the bottom line is here, stabbing the collarbone, breaking of the jaw like when that guy was on the floor, and then shooting above their heads to distract and disorientate them. Maybe it did come across a bit too brutal, but I loved that. But like, this guy did train under Batman, the guy who snaps people's wrists if you avoid answering the question a little bit too much on a bad day. Yes, now I might get someone saying, no, this isn't so Dick Grayson, but this is the whole point of the series. Well, A, first, he didn't kill them. He just brutally, like, kind of, you know, slayed them, like, but without killing them. But B, but he also feels like a weapon. So, like, he was molded like clay from Batman. So he's got to try and refrain from being this violent, I guess. But even if he wasn't, I wouldn't have a goddamn issue with it, because he didn't kill any of them. He's just being a vigilante taking him out, breaking a couple of bones and stabbing like in the collarbone, flesh wound style. It's not a big deal. So there you have it with the combat, guys. I hope that kind of reassured some people who are just not liking this because of the mere factor of that on top of the F Batman. But going back to the F Batman bit for a second, I really like this comment where I'm just browsing Reddit. This guy says this. Yeah, I don't get why people are being pissy about that in particular. Dick has always had the breaking point where he realizes that Batman isn't the best person and he gets pissed off and leaves. It's just we've never seen that in the medium where saying the word fuck was possible. DC's comic books, the various cartoons, the 1 or 2 live action films featuring Dick, none of them were for mature audiences and weren't allowed to use harsh language. But in the real world, Dick telling Bruce to fuck off is totally believable, and that is what I said in my trailer. Like, ground this to the real world, which is what Titans is trying to do in terms of making it a little bit more of realism, but also for mature audiences. This guy who's going through this much issues would 100%, if a criminal is asking as well, where's Batman? Like, we've just got Robin to deal with or something like that. That's the kind of vibe I got from that guy. After hearing that triggers Dick, and he's just like, fuck Batman. Like, quite literally, F him. So I don't know, guys. There you have it. That is just my opinion. I think people need to cool down and relax and just chill a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too much of the hype of the show beforehand, and then when this trailer came, it just came with a combination of shock factor and unexpectedness. There are some really level-headed comments out there, like people posting why they feel the way they do. Jeff Johns' comments at San Diego Comic-Con has made them feel a little bit more reassured about it. The combination of what they've grown up with the source material and like things like Starfire still in their minds really shouldn't look this way with like the red hair. Should be straight or something like that, or she should be orange the whole time in the show. I think there's just a lot of things that have culminated almost in this freaking cauldron of like and a stirring around of like things to hate on Titans for. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I know it's a little bit of a ramble, but I just feel like passionate about the Bat Family-esque stuff, especially Titans and stuff like that as well. So it was more of like an informal ramble of a video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. Let me know in the comments down below if you still disagree with this after watching my opinion and maybe trying to appeal to why you didn't like Titans. But if you do disagree with it, give me a reply as to why you still really don't like the show, even though you know that Dick Grayson didn't kill those people, and the context as to why he is where he is and why he said F Batman because of what I said in terms of how he's made to feel like a weapon, and it's not really anything new. And in this medium and world we're in today, and the fact that they can bring a Dick Grayson on screens, I feel like that guy would say fuck Batman, because I mean I would if I was that pissed off with him. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more Titans videos and to never miss out on one. Click that bell button. They're not all as rambly and as informal as this, but anyway, guys, all the links are in the description as always. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.